Animal is an Indian movie directed, edited, and written by Sandeep Reddy Vanga, starring Ranbir Kapoor, Bobby Deol, Anil Kapoor, and Rashmika Mandanna, and many more. The story of this movie is pretty simple. It's a story about a father son relationship where the son is quite obsessed with his father in a very unhealthy way, and then his father gets shot, and then he vows to take revenge, and in this process becomes an animal, which fits the title of this movie perfectly. A very simple plot but executed in a very good way. I had been following this movie ever since its title announcement, and I was already quite excited about this movie since the title announcement. I just couldn't get the dialogue said by Ranbir in a very eerie tone out of my head, and I was already excited about this movie since then. When Sandeep Reddy Vanga said something like he'll show what a violent film looks like, I knew that he was cooking something up. And even before I say anything about the movie, Ranbir Kapoor said in an interview that the movie is not for anyone who gets triggered easily, and well, he is right. So, yes, this movie isn't for those people. So, getting straight into the movie, this movie is good, actually, very good, but I definitely think it could have been better. But this movie isn't a bad movie at all, it's a very good movie. First, I want to talk about the parts of the movie which I think could have been executed in a better way. First being Bobby Deol's character, who is very underutilized. This character had so much potential, and yet I think it was very much wasted, which leads me to the second half of the movie. Second half of the movie feels so much inferior to the first half, because first half was truly something else. But I wouldn't say the second half was like bad. My criticism with second half is that the second half, like Bobby Deol's character, feels like a wasted opportunity, because I personally think if Vanga had spent second half building up Ranveer versus Bobby Deol, this movie would have shaped up to be truly something else. Yes, he wanted to explore the character complexities of Ranveer's character more, but it just feels like a wasted opportunity. In a way, you feel like the movie slowed down in the second half, but like it wasn't really a big issue for me. But I think that what he essentially wanted to achieve through the second half was that he wanted to show us Ranveer's character even more and give a glimpse of the world of Animal, which is alright and whatever, but just feels like a wasted opportunity to me. I surprisingly didn't feel that the movie was too long than it needed to be. I do think it could have been cut down a little, but the runtime was not an issue for me. The other jarring aspect of this film is the VFX used in Ranveer's face in his young form, which is so obvious and looks so jarring. The airport fighting scene was alright. Rashmika Mandanna and Tripti Dimri were alright. These are some things I think could have been done better to make this movie even better. Now, coming to the good aspects of the movie, we obviously need to talk about the first half because it went hard and it went in. The first half was truly something else. I absolutely loved every bit of it. It was amazing. The interval block in particular is one of the best interval blocks I have seen. It is so good, like so good. You have to give props to Vanga, honestly. The screenplay is very tight and intense in the first half, while in the second half, it's alright. I also loved the non-linear style of storytelling we got in the first half, and like Vanga said, do not miss the opening because that really gets the movie running. I also really like how well this movie is shot, and I love the cinematography of this movie. The dialogues are amazing. The music of this movie is one of its strongest points. Now, coming to the performances. Firstly, talking about Bobby Deol's performance, he didn't get a lot of screen time. He definitely stood out as a force to be reckoned with, and Bobby pulled it off fantastically and made it look easy. In the little amount of screen time he got, he was absolutely phenomenal. Then coming to Anil Kapoor did a fantastic job as well. His experience in acting is really showcased well in this movie. I also loved the ending of this movie. And yes, by the way, there is a post credit scene, and absolutely do not miss it. Honestly, you have to give props to Vanga for not only bringing out these amazing performances but the overall movie. And now, finally, coming to by far the best aspect of this movie, Ranbir Kapoor. Wow, absolutely wow. This man single handedly took the movie and made it his own and in style. Animal is definitely one of his best performances in his career, or maybe even the best. The way he portrayed this character with his eyes was phenomenal. I can't praise his performance enough. This movie is the Ranbir Kapoor show. You can say some anything about the movie, but you can't say anything bad about Ranbir Kapoor's performance. It was that good. It was simply amazing. So finally, at last, I would like to say that if you get triggered easily, then well, don't watch this movie. But if you don't get triggered easily, then I suggest watching this movie. And that's about it. Subscribe.